all the rules and regulations and all what to do and what not to do. My sincere advice is kindly stick to this academic calendar. Like as sir has already told that your coursework and RPW are very important aspect in the first stage. If you try to complete this coursework in the first instant, number of things will be there. And secondly, you have to regularly meet your supervisors. This is a very important aspect. And the topic, what you're going to select for your research work, that is also very important. You have to select such a topic that will be your main domain. Further, you want to guide further research scholars, maybe MTech or PhD, that should be a domain. It should be a very latest outdated, should be an outdated one, it should be a latest one, because further you will be known with that topic only. And further, you want to write any funding schemes, it will help you in number of lot ways. Further, for any job opportunities, you will be further known by that of your PhD topic. So that is why you see that whatever topic you are going to select, it is a very latest one, and the quality work should be done. If you do a quality work, quality publication will come out. That is what is required is Scopus. That will add an impact. Any work done, any publication done won't act. It should be a quality work, it should be a quality publication. So this next 3 to 4 years hard work is required. Like, you should be very committed. At the same time, lots of hard work should be done. As sir has told, like you may be pested in this next 3-4 years for continuously to attend this RPW. Internal RPW will be there, external will be there, RRMs will be there. So you have to come out. So you have to put lots of efforts. You will be having your workload at your working place. Similarly, you will be have to invest the time in this PhD work. If you do all this in the right manner according to this academic calendar, I definitely say that success will be at your feet. But if you are not planned for this, you will do haphazardly, nothing will turn out, everything will fall apart, and you will feel that it will be a heavy burden on you. So try to see that you plan from the first, and it should not be a last minute preparation. You have to do it from the initial time. Writing a paper, it's not so very easy, it requires lots of efforts. You have to continuously be in correspondence with your guide and with number of people who are very good at the topic. So this is not a one day or few days, you will require a lot of time to be invested. So I advise you that from today onwards, like how we make resolutions in the new year, you try to make a resolution for your PhD work. And I wish you all the success, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. From ma'am's talk and every dignitary's talk this morning, it's quite evident that you scholars have a takeaway of knowledge from their talk. Am I right? All right. May I now invite Professor S. Ramachandram, Vice Chancellor of Anurag University, to address the gathering. Oh.
It's the Vice Chancellor who has instructed me to speak with you. Thanks for giving this opportunity. I welcome you all to the Anurag University. You are all welcome into the sea of the knowledge. The quality work is a pearl. You have to search for that pearl in the sea, and I wish you all a success in getting the pearl out of the sea. Thank you very much.
It's the inaugural address by Professor S. Ramachandram, sir, Vice Chancellor of Anurag University. Sir, I welcome you to address the gathering.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My colleagues on the desk, Professor Vijay Kumar, Professor Satish Kumaran, Professor Sudhir Reddy, Professor Vasudha Bakshi, Professor Srinivas Rao, and Professor Ramana, and colleagues here sitting there, and scholars, good morning to all of you. First of all, my congratulations to all of you. It's not easy to get into Anurag University PhD program. That is the talk of the town actually. So, yeah, so it's not easy to get through the exam. Probably some of you might have come through some GATE exam and other exams as well, right? In fact, our colleagues were telling various things. Sudhir Reddy was telling that, he had to go to conferences, had discussions with the supervisor, discussion with the peers. This is what I call intellectual exercise, intellectual activity. Probably that has motivated him actually into PhD program. So, yeah, that is very much. So if you have any doubts, please remove. This is basically an intellectual activity. If you are interested, you do it. Otherwise, no. Yeah, that's the first thing I would like to tell you. And then, obviously, you should know what you want to contribute. The idea is basically you add to knowledge. You create some knowledge, right? You want to contribute, right? So what is that you want to contribute? At the end of the day, it's a big satisfaction that you get when you, when you are able to do something. You are able to contribute. So, yeah, the whole process is basically an intellectual activity, and then at the end of the day, your contribution also matters. So that's exactly for the reason we actually, the way we have designed is basically enables you to do that. If you deviate from that, it's a problem actually. So, and that's why we introduce what is known as research paper writing. Yeah, writing process. If you are new to this thing, then by going through that process, you will learn. So idea is look at the other contributions in terms of publications. Go through, get insight into that, and make a presentation, right? And at the end of the day, you also will be, creating such kind of publications. The idea is that actually. So you can also do that actually, right? So we have now added this, program that is known as research paper writing and professional ethics. Yeah, and all that, as you have to follow ethics. Yeah, please don't look for shortcuts. It is not going to help you actually. All right. So if you are looking for shortcuts, it's a big disappointment for all of you, and also you are doing a disservice to the entire research activity. Yeah. So why I'm telling all these things is basically these things have become very common now. That's the reason why I'm warning you. So yeah, of course you have to have a good relationship with the supervisor. It's very important that you maintain that relationship with the supervisor, and I tell you, it is a win-win situation, right? You learn from each other, right? In fact, I learned a lot from my students, right? So when we discuss and then I give a direction, they come with alternatives, right? Because they have the time, they have the energy, right? So they have the interest, zeal to learn, and then at the end of the day, it's a very enriching experience for both of us, for the teacher as well as the student, for the supervisor as well as the scholar. It's a very, very enriching experience, I would say. I learned a lot from my students actually, right? So that should be the interaction that you should be looking for. Okay, you know, uh, I'm also telling the same thing to the supervisors, right? Right. You have to engage each other, you know, so that out of that actually you learn from each other. So obviously, why do you do PhD for this? You know, there are various reasons. So one is a personal satisfaction. Right? There are many people actually who do actually PhD to just add that doctorate, right? Doctor, right? So that could be one of the reasons, or it might also help you in career advancement actually. Yeah, because you know here at least in universities, if you want to get a promotion, it's required. It's required because they made it mandatory because you know. In fact, research enables good teaching. Good teaching enables good research. You know who told this? Our former president Abdul Kalam told. So we have to be in this regenerative cycle. Yeah, I totally believe this actually. Right? Research, good research enables good teaching enables good research. You have to be there in this cycle. Okay. Otherwise, it will be very dry actually. So, if you are in this cycle, then it will be very enriching actually. Yeah, yeah, it's very important. Unless you know you engage in research, it's very difficult to teach also. It gives that edge to you as a teacher, right? You have the ability to think creatively, right? You have the ability to identify the problem. You have the ability to provide solution to the problem. So at the end of the day, that is what actually I look for actually. If you are a PhD, then you have to have these abilities. The expectation is that actually. If you have a doctorate attached to your name, then people expect you to do these things. You have to have the creative thinking, you have to have the ability to identify the problem is a problem, and then you have to probably think towards a solution, or you know at least guide your student to you know find a solution. Yeah. So yeah, what I would like to say is at the end of the day, actually, it's a very very enriching experience, and once again I congratulate all of you for getting into this PhD program. Okay. You keep interacting with your supervisors. There are enormous resources now. You know, unlike years where actually people used to travel to you know universities abroad, it's not required actually. So now you have all the resources available through your digital media. Right. So I would say that way you know everything is flat. Okay. Everything is available everywhere. So what matters is you know your mindset, right? And then you are also equally capable of anybody actually. So it depends, totally depends on you, what work you want to do, how do you want to contribute, all that depends on you. Nothing prevents you, nothing is a hurdle for you, right? Right, you can do a good job, okay. Yeah, you can interact with anybody, right? So, yeah, I have seen my students interacting with the scholars who are doing PhD in MIT. It is so easy now, actually. They're exchanging information with each other, right? And they're able to do on par with the same, those people who are doing in Stanford, MIT, and so on. I tell you, this happened, actually. Because now it is possible. You don't have to travel all the way. You can interact with them. You can find out, right, you know, find the level of work that you are doing. Is it comparable with them? Right, what direction you have to go. So all this interaction can take place now. So you can also do a great job, I mean to say. Yeah, in fact, to induct into this program, they are conducting what is known as orientation program. After this, there may be some session, and later you'll be going to the respective departments. You'll be interacting with your faculty members there, and you probably will see all the facilities that are there in the department. Yeah, please interact with the faculty members. You can get your doubts clarified, and of course there are rules and regulations, right? So if you do your job well, you don't have to read those rules and regulations. So only if you want to deviate, then you have to look at those rules and regulations. Otherwise, your common sense, right, enough to direct yourself what you want to do. Right. With these few remarks, once again I congratulate you. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the enlightening talk. Now, I'm not presenting a vote of thanks, but I take this opportunity to thank Dean Research and Development, Dr. Satish Kumaran, sir, and also the Head Department of English, Dr. Anantalakshmi ma'am, for choosing me to host this program this morning. And may I now call upon Dr. Rajesh Thuma from Department of ECE to present vote of thanks to the gathering. And after the vote of thanks, I would like to remind you all, I would like to bring to your notice that there would be a tea break, right? Followed by tea break, there will be orientation session on Anurag University PhD Rules and Regulations, which will be presented by Dr. S. Satish Kumaran, sir, Dean Research and Development. Post which there will be a lunch break, and after the lunch break, all the research scholars who have gathered here have to meet at their respective departments. So now could I call Dr. Rajesh Thuma, sir, to present vote of thanks, please?
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S. Ramchandram sir, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear colleagues and the scholars, very good morning. I, Dr. Rajesh, Associate Professor of Department of ECE, on behalf of Administration, Management and Admission Committee, and my own behalf, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks on this occasion. A big thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S. Ramchandram sir, for always supporting and guiding us continuously in making this event successful. I extend my thanks to Dr. M. Srinivasarao sir, Director of Admissions, Professor Muthareddy sir, Dean Examinations, Dr. Satish Kumaran sir, Dean R&D, and Dr. K. Sudhi Reddy sir, Dean Academics and Planning, Dr. V. Srinivasarao sir, Dean Student Affairs, Professor V. Vijay Kumar sir, Dean School of Engineering, Professor G. Vishnumurthy sir, Dean Computer Science Engineering, Professor Vasudha Bakshi Madam, Dean School of Pharmacy, Dr. Balaji Utla sir, Dean School of Management, and all the deans and HODs for giving valuable suggestions and making this event grand success. Lastly but not least, I extend my thanks to research scholars for gracing this occasion for the enormous cooperation to make this event a success. And also I extend my sincere thanks to the admission and administration team and non-teaching staff. Thank you all and all the best.
Thank you, sir. The tea break is meant for 15 minutes. It's for 15 minutes. And after that, I request you all to gather here once again. I request all the research scholars to gather here once again after a 15-minute tea break. Okay? So there'll be a library session and there'll also be orientation session.